Hello, students. We are discussing the first chapter of business studies, and that is evaluation of fundamentals of business. This chapter is basically divided into two parts. In the first part, uh, deals with the history and trade and commerce in ancient India, and second part deals with the concept, nature, and purpose of business. So, in previous class, we have discussed about the business economic activities, business and types of economic activities like business, profession, and employment. Now, in this video, we will discuss the first part of the chapter, that is a history of trade and commerce in ancient India. So, history of trade and commerce. So, students, trade refers to the process of a transfer of goods or services from one person to another, often for exchange of money. A network that allows trade is called market. Trading was main facility or mainly people who bartered goods and services from each other before the innovation of modern day currency. So, as a physical features of place and important bearing on its economic and social development, the location of Indian subcontinent is strategic as it has Himalayas on the north and in the south India projects into and is bounded by the Indian Ocean. It is apparent through the archaeological evidences that the trade and commerce were the foundation of economy in ancient times and was carried out both through water and land. The emergence of Silk Route fostered commercial and political links with the adjoining foreign kingdoms and empires of Asia as well as with the world at large. On the other hand, the maritime routes like the east and the west by sea and were used for trade of spices and branded as spice route. The trade progressed time endlessly with the flow of wealth through these routes and the chief kingdoms, important trade centers and industrial belts flourished during ancient times in India. With the emergence of commercial cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, in the third millennium, the period was marked by extensive commercial activities and urban development. These civilizations promoted commercial links with Mesopotamia and trade in gold, silver, copper, colored gemstones, beads, pearls, seashells, terracotta pots, etc. etc. Due importance was also given to build up military security and laying down of trade regulations. Many different types of coins and weighing practices were used varying from place to place. So this was about the history of trade and commerce in ancient India. Now, after this history, we will discuss about the indigenous banking system which was prevails in the ancient India. So indigenous banking system. What was the banking system which prevails in ancient India that we will discuss now? Over a period of time, the economic activities gained momentum as the barter system was replaced by metals. Means metallic coins were started at first. The metallic currency had an advantage as an exchange mechanism because of its durability and divisibility. The popular financial instruments used for exchange were hundi and chitti. Means hundi and chitti were the two popular instruments which were used at that time. First of all, we will discuss the hundi. Hundi as an instrument of exchange involved a contract which warrant the payment of money, the promised or order which is unconditional and capable of change through transfer by valid negotiation. Now, different types of hundi. The hundi was of six types: सहयोग हुंडी, धनी जोग हुंडी, फरमान जोग हुंडी, दर्शनी हुंडी, जोखिम हुंडी, and नाम जोग हुंडी. So six types of hundi was there, and this was about the hundi. Now let us discuss the remaining part of this indigenous banking system. Indigenous banking system played a vital role in lending money and financing domestic and foreign trade with currency and a letter of credit. With the development of banking, the people started depositing their valuable possessions like precious metals and lending individuals functioning as bankers or states. Gradually, money became a means of paying manufacturers in return of supply of goods. The people were primarily involved in agriculture and the domestication of animals. Beside, people were engaged in weaving cotton, dyeing fabrics, making clay pots, utensils, and handicrafts, sculpting, cottage industries, masonry, manufacturing, transport, etc., which enable them to generate surplus and savings for further investment. The artisans work at the workshops. Workshops means the karkhanas. At the time, it was called karkhanas, and were important as there was high demand for aesthetic products made by them. Also, family-based apprenticeship system was in practice and duly followed in acquiring trade specific skills. The skill and knowledge of artisans, craftsmen, and skilled laborers of different kinds were passed on from one generation to another. So this was about our indigenous banking system. Now we will discuss means first of all we discuss the history. Then in the history we discuss how the indigenous banking system came into existence. When indigenous banking system came into existence, the metal coin started. Then next evolution was a rise of intermediaries. अब उसके बाद क्या हुआ, इंटरमीडियरीज का राइज हुआ. इंडिजिनियस बैंकिंग सिस्टम हमने पढ़ लिया, पहले बार्टर सिस्टम होता था, फिर इंडिजिनियस बैंकिंग सिस्टम शुरू हुआ, हुंडीज वगैरह का प्रचलन शुरू हो गया. अब राइज ऑफ इंटरमीडियरीज. इंटरमीडियरीज होती हैं जो मध्यस्थ होते हैं, बीच के लोग जो सामान इधर से उधर बीच में ले जाते हैं, थोक टाइप के, और बीच में पैसे खाते हैं. सो इंटरमीडियरीज कंसिस्टेड ऑफ द कमीशन एजेंट्स, brokers and distributors both for wholesale and retail, who played an important role in promotion of trade. So I think you must have known about the intermediaries. They provided substantial financial security to the producers by bearing responsibility for the risk involved. In a particular with reference to the foreign trade was financed by loans. The emergence of Jagat Seths, means Jagat Seths, which represents rich business, banking, and money lenders, family greatly influenced trade during the Mughal periods and the days of the East India Company. East India Company के समय या मुगल पीरियड में जगत सेठ कुछ बड़े अमीर लोग हुआ करते थे जो इंटरमीडियरीज का काम करते थे. बहुत सारा लोन बड़ी बड़ी बिजनेस फर्म्स को दिया करते थे, व्यापारियों को लोन दिया करते थे. विद द इवैल्यूएशन ऑफ क्रेडिट transaction and easy availability of loans and advances, commercial activities increased manifold within the economy and was a marked favorable balance of trade. So the bankers began to act as trustees and executors of endowments in the form of both short-term and long-term loans. The commercial and industrial banks were established. अब देखिए उसके बाद क्या हुआ. Commercial and industrial banks were established to finance trade and commerce, and the agricultural banks कैटर्ड टू द फाइनेंशियल नीड्स ऑफ एग्रीकल्चरिस्ट्स। तो ये उसके बाद राइज ऑफ इंटरमीडियरीज हुआ, मीन्स बैंकर्स आ गए बीच में। अब उसके बाद क्या हुआ फिर, ट्रांसपोर्ट सिस्टम डेवलप हुआ। इन ऑर्डर टू एंश्योर स्मूथ मूवमेंट ऑफ गुड्स फ्रॉम one place to another, many new landways and waterways were discovered and established. The trade routes were well structured and ensured both speed and safety during the movement of goods and people. The northern roadway route is assumed to have stretched originally from Bengal to Taxila. The trade routes were spread across the country from south to east and west. The type of global trade which took place through sea route was known as maritime trade. So after this the transport system was developed, and then fourth point, trading communities strengthen। उसके बाद क्या हुआ, जो कम्युनिटीज़ ट्रेड करती थी वो मजबूत हो गई थोड़ी। ट्रेडिंग कम्युनिटीज़ स्ट्रेंथन। During the ancient times, the rise of commercial activities fostered the development of different trading communities in different parts of the country, as outlined below. Means main trading communities that time in the northern region was Punjabi and Multani merchants. In Gujarat and Rajasthan, Bhatts were there. In Western India, Mahajans were there. In Southern India, Chats were there, and Ahmedabad and other urban centers, urban groups included professional classes such as Hakims and Vaid, that is physician, Wakils, Pandits or Mullahs were there. Mahajan community collectively represented by the chief called नगर सेठ। मीन्स जो नगर सेठ हुआ करते थे वो महाजन कम्युनिटी के हुआ करते थे। तो इंडिया के हर रीजन में अलग अलग कुछ खास लोग होते थे जो बहुत बड़े वहाँ ट्रेडिंग कम्युनिटीज़ थी। नॉर्दर्न इंडिया में पंजाबीज और मुल्तानी जो थी वो बड़ी व्यापारिक कौमें थी, और गुजरात और राजस्थान में भट्ट्स हुआ करते थे जो बड़े व्यापारी हुआ करते थे। वेस्ट में अगर हम बात करें राजस्थान या गुजरात में तो महाजन्स हुआ करते थे, और साउथ की बात करें तो वहाँ चट्स हुआ करते थे। ओके, तो उसके बाद क्या हुआ, उसके बाद हम डिस्कस करते हैं मर्चेंट कॉरपोरेशन। उसके बाद मर्चेंट कॉरपोरेशंस बनी। वो हम नेक्स्ट वीडियो में डिस्कस करेंगे बच्चों, आज के लिए इतना ही।